Streets Victor birth certificate, the shackles that bind. Registered souls, so the stock on the line. Shadow on the market, profits climb, rates flip to privileges as by design. I was born tribe in a soul and religion, but they rewrote the vocal for Constitution. 1871 changed the mission off. Fitted out for a system of submission. Bird bus Canadian, treasury blind. No talk about labor, the banks all spotted. Trust corporations, holding what's allotted. We think collateral, history rotted. Taxes for the dead, that's the trick they teaching. Pay interest on the streets, keep bleeding. Income tax fiction, deception repeated. Slaves on payroll, change not leaving. Registration, we surrender. That's the hidden agenda. Give them title, get the usage. Ownership, pretend them. Marine law fences, a sin they picture. Every right we had, they twist and render. Good upon the bone, a car in the yard. I'm marking the system, a soul left mark. This guy's a fraud, makes a fly go hard. The truth cut deep, sharper than a shard. House of supply, seeds in the back. Every child born, we can collateral stack. Biological properties found in black. Don't we need to push the life to the crack? Social insurance, some ass ain't wear. Fiat paper currency, the way we pay. Every pledge locked down, nothing to prepare. A brain system happy, and they don't play fair. Yet beneath the fraud, the Constitution stands. Common law rights from the Creator's hand. South soul free, no plan. Voice of the block, truth on the man. Change on the people, laws in the code. Streets keep running while the system explodes. Voices in the echo, truth still told. Truth still told. Truth still told. Work dawns, fake on, sings in the farm. Full script trapping the peoples. One wake up, they close to the true sun. Suckers in the distance, face still shaking. Voices in the dark, the block still waking. System built, but the truth overtaken. Drilling the base, no faking, no breaking. Echo face, no city lights in the mist. Change on the soul, but the key promises. Final bar drop, can't start this. Knowledge in the beat, can't dismiss. Here I the matrix. Production, production, production.
What's up, everybody? Back with another video. Hope everybody's doing well. Whoever's out there, just figured I'd do a stream this morning. Yep, go down. So, shout out to all you guys on this beautiful Saturn day. It's good. Thanks, D. What's good? First thing, I wish your videos were shorter. I'd be able to listen to them more often. I don't know what that means, but when I read something like that, it doesn't make any sense whatsoever. Because you can watch it in pieces. It doesn't make any sense. I mean, seriously. They're not short. They're not short. They're not short truth or garbage that a lot of people are programmed, through short, messages. No offense, but it just is what it is. That don't make sense. But anyways, top of the early morning. It is early for some people. But just wanted to do a stream. So yeah, of course, a lot going on, as always. But I wanted to talk about something, that that we see and we've been programmed for a very long time with. And when you snap out of the spells, that they got out here, you could actually see that a lot of things that we thought we knew, we really don't know. And a lot of things don't even make any sense when you sit there and think about it. When you look outside, you're like, wait a minute. So, we've come to changes, What's good, Kimmy? Meaning we grow, as we should. As time goes, we grow. So that's how it should be anyway. So yeah. And I was checking some things going on around the world, and I'm like, man, reinforces, what I've been saying, about how the whole truther game, that we've been programmed into. And when you unplug, you start to see it like, damn, man, this is some type of programming, man, because this ain't going how, we've been portrayed that it's going, and how we, latched on, with this whole new world order. That's why I put the thumbnail, no world order. All right. Because this new world order concept is bullshit. All right. Yeah, the world's going to be a new order, but it's not going to be this global, you know, cabal, right? It's not this close. This is like, when you sit back and look, it's like, yo, this is not what's happening. It's not what's happening at all. Like, that is just, these are for the, you know, the Western like ideologies. Oh, there's a new world order, that's just to get you on their side, right? Which has failed miserably. All right, because when you realize this, you realize, damn, if I'm like against this new world order crap, then I'm actually with them. Because when you see and understand what they have been trying to do, what they've been trying to establish, all the initiatives all around the world, you realize that you're actually kind of supporting that shit, you know? What's good? Energetic. Energetic pets. It's good. So, um, you got this whole global cabal nonsense. Is there a faction that, wants to structure an order of the world? Yeah. But you got to look at the ones that ain't in there. And we started sifting through all the bullshit. You realize, okay, wait a minute. You know, there's only a certain select few people that are in there. What about the rest of the world, right? Think about that. They're souping you up to be in like selling you this whole global, this World Economic Forum and all this other shit, and not realizing what they're actually truly trying to form and formulate. All right, because it ain't adding up. And then when you see what they're actually doing, they're creating an infrastructure so they can remain powerful as under the new framework of what's going to happen to the world, right? Because the United States is done. It's over. You know, it's just been done. It's been over. It's just, you know, they have to basically, you know, uh, transition, you know, and that transition ain't going to be smooth, right? The fighting, stuff like they can't hold it. They can't hold up the grand illusion anymore, right? The only reason why we have the perceptions we do is because we don't understand and or know what the hell is even going on in the rest of the world. You know, we're so isolated. People say, oh, these countries are isolated and their government, suppresses information. You think yours don't? You think they're gonna, if they've sold you the American dream, right? And people have been living a dream everywhere else that obviously, there's many places that people live that are beautiful places that we look at like, wow, where is this place at? And I understand that everybody has the opportunity to do all that stuff. But we've been sold this American dream, which is slave, cattle, I mean, it's unbelievable what we've been sold over here. But because people's perception of it is normalcy, they think that's the way to go, and everything else is bullshit. It's the American mindset, right? They think that their house, their car, their job, and their family is living life, not realizing they don't enjoy their family, not realizing that it ain't their house, right? They're just in enjoyment in the prison of their own mind and not understanding it. Because if you ain't got time to enjoy the life, and if you think Fridays and Saturdays are your enjoyment and Sundays, then I never agreed with that. I'm like, I don't like this shit. And I used to look at all the older folks when I was younger. Like, always say they miss their family, they always working, and you get a couple vacations out of the year to enjoy your family. Next thing you know, you're 65 and you missed everything. Fuck that. I was never with that. That's the wrong way of thinking. I don't even like the fact that we separate as family. You know, it wasn't like that before. And when you look at many other cultures, they're together. You look at them in the United States, they're together. People make fun of, oh, look at them, like 10 people living in a house. Shit. And they got everything you got and then some, and ain't nobody, everybody look happy. You know, they might fight once in a while. That's just normal shit, you know? But everybody look happy. They always say, and you sitting there, you know, you see people that are all like just themselves, you know? Think of that shit, man. You know? Think about it. You know, so what people don't understand is when you look at the world and look what's changing, it's like the guys, there's a whole other superpower coming into play. It's not the new world order, guys. The digital ID, it's for the global takeover. Shut the fuck up. No, it's not. It's not for no fucking global takeover, man. Why do you think they're making America terrorist? And it's already known as that across the world. Anyways, the government, now they're propagating the people and they're spinning that out to the rest of the world, guys. Y'all gotta see what the fuck they're doing, man. This is a sleight of hand, and I be trying to tell people that are conservative and Trump supporters, you know, but honestly, they're the left, they're the leftist liberals now, and I call them the rightists. You know, you got the leftist liberal Democrats, right? Then you got the rightist conservative Trump supporters, right? And they're making both of them. They already got the leftist errors, and they're about to do it to the right quickly. All right, and guys, the threat is going to be Americans upset. I got to stop. You know, disrespect Americans. The U.S. citizens upset. Their country is collapsed. All right, it's done with. It's in turmoil, and they're going to be a threat to come into your country. That's what this digital ID is, guys. Think about it. That's what the United States did. That's what the United States did to keep out invaders, right? When they took over, they're like, okay, we're not going to allow motherfuckers from this country. And then now 50 years later, oh, yeah, you can come down because we own your country. See where the United States falls. You can't hear me? Oh, shit. Well, let me see. Can you hear me now? Let me know if it's better. Expression. Let me know if that's better, guys. Let me know if you could hear it better now. Better? Okay. It's better? Damn, it was bad for that long? Better? Okay. This is all mess. Sorry. Give me 1 second. There's gonna be some pauses in the video. Give me 1 second. All right. Give me 1 second. Don't spam up the chat. Just give me 1 second. While I'm doing that, you know what? Let me put up my disclaimer real quick. I haven't did a disclaimer in a long time. Sorry about that, Sorry about that, guys. Come on, Space Troll. Please don't spam up the chat, man. Come on. That's why I can never read comments, because I always see your comments and they don't even be making any sense most of the fucking time. Ready? So back to what I was saying. I don't know when it got staticky or whatever. I hate when that happens. It's terrible. Get staticky because we're dealing with some darkness. And dealing with darkness and shit. Hey, works in pretty crazy. But anyways, what I was talking about is people don't understand what's happening around the world, right? And this whole domestic terrorism crap and all this other shit, right? You stop and look at it. You gotta think about it. You gotta understand what they're trying to do, and you got to understand what's happening to the United States, right? There's not gonna be a new world order in the United States. It's still gonna be functioning as it is. It can't. It won't, and it's impossible. It's 100% going to collapse. There's gonna be no fucking infrastructure as far as what you know it as today. It can't. It just is what it is. All right. The government is not preparing its citizens, right, for it, which is the one of the most alarming things, right? Keeping it out. Why? Because U.S. citizens would be pissed, right? So they're just playing the game, guys. They're playing the game. It's like, you know, they're like the game's already over. It's like garbage time. That's what people not seeing. This is garbage time that we're in. You know, they tried to go around the world for the whole term of Biden. You know, Trump's trying to go around the world for his little term, pitching his bullshit around the world, right? But it ain't working no more, right? And those that in the know, Donald Trump is already heavily invested in the new infrastructure of the world. It's not the new world order as we know it, as we were taught. It's not that. It's not these group of Rockefellers that's controlling the entire world and everybody's subservient under them. And there's one world currency and that's just the way it is. And we're all slaves to it. And we all got digital ID and they'll turn us off and all that other shit. No, that ain't what the fuck they're going to do. Sorry. When you open up your eyes, you can see it clear as day. All right. It's going to be probably far fucking worse than the shit that they've been selling, right? Far worse, you know? And you got to pull back and you got to look and you got to, see the writing on the wall. And I told you, they don't need, I mean, think about it. Okay, yeah, I get it. For surveillance of U.S. citizens, they want more control, all that, all that, all that stuff. But why would it be international? Why would you have a real ID for in your home? It doesn't make any sense. Guys, it don't make no sense. Yeah, United States will split apart. There will be different, in this landmass, different nations will form. There'll be different states. That, of course, I've been talking about that for years, right? But why would there be, a real ID, all this other stuff and all this other hogwash, right? Got to think about it, man. When that real ID was put into place, guys, they thought that they were going to gain control over the world still, right? They thought you were going to buy the Ukraine garbage. They thought you would buy that shit, right? They thought you would buy, Syria. No, they're going to be done with Syria pretty soon. They pulled out of Afghanistan, right? When you look at these things, like look where they left, right? Look where they tried to go. They tried to go down, right now they're doing some old shit in South America, Venezuela, Colombia, and all that other shit, right? Trying to disrupt what the rest of the world through China and Russia has been setting up. And the shit ain't working. They tried to, flex their muscle on places. That ain't work. You know? It didn't work. So you got to look at these things and then understand what these people are doing. You know? And it's in South Africa right now. Look what's going on in South Africa, right? That whole white farmer, South African farmer shit was all bullshit. And now go look at South Africa. Look at what they're doing. And with China, look what they're doing with China, right? And look at who's the big boogeyman, China, right? You can't have a new world order and everybody be involved and say, oh yeah, it's all the elites, they're all the same. The Jesuits, they control everything. They own the, I mean, that's just, I mean, come on, guys, we got to move away from that shit. That stupid internet truther trash garbage. They don't own and control every fucking thing, all right? They don't. They don't own and control everything, man. Look at these other powerful nations. They don't own. They're Jesuit controlled. Says who? Who? You know, says who? Oh, they're all playing against us. Where? Who? Here is, that's how they portray it. But when you look at other places and what's happening in the world, in their countries, right? Breaking free from the colonizers, right? The US control, right? Because all you got to do is go back in history and look at the USSR, look at the United Kingdom, right? You look at these, they were the major players. And then, you know, you keep going back, you can look at when Spain had control. Different periods of time had control of basically the world. And they had that strong arm, like, boy, I'll knock you out if you try something. All right, we're going to sit back, we're going to eat it for a while and wait for you to weaken and for us to strengthen. We'll try to strengthen in other ways. And the countries have, through history, tried to strengthen, but they always been crushed, pushed back, no growth. You got to play ball. You got something we want, we'll let you grow in those areas, but that's it. Because we don't want you to get too powerful. But what happened? The United States got a little lazy and everything took off, right? You know? See, people don't want to hear this shit. People want to hear the regular truther shit because it's comfortable. Makes them be like, I got, I'm sick. New World Order, yeah. Think about this. How long they've been talking about the New World Order? Where's that? Where is the New World Order? Oh, they're forming it. The Right Front Revolution Technology. Look at Elon Musk and their power. Look where they go, though. Look where they go. They're businessmen. Trump is a businessman. United States is over. It's done. Right? We're talking old Silk Road type shit. You know? Back in the old empires, the shit still goes on. You know, people don't like to hear this, but all you gotta do is open up your goddamn eyes. Open on your mind. Turn your truther mentality off for a little bit. And then wake up again. You'll see, like, damn, man, what the hell we been doing? Because it's not working like that. You know? Especially when you look at the world news and, you know, sift through that bullshit and go look what's happening in other places. And the United Kingdom, right, still has the power with relations with the United States. But when you look at the UK, what they used to have before 1945, okay, they were the global control. They had the military, the naval, the shipping, because it was through the Industrial Revolution. UK was the powerhouse, not the United States. That was some history bullshit. Go look it up. UK was the powerhouse. Why do you think the technology was so more prominent over there in Europe back in those days? Let me know if y'all can still hear me. If people still listening, because I don't know if I crushed their truth, their beliefs. You know, we got to get our head out of our ass to see the shit that's happening. You know, this whole make Americans bad is so we can't go anywhere. Only the goody two shoes are going to be able to go anywhere. All right, because when this infrastructure comes, right, the next powerhouse comes, well, there's obviously going to be a threat to it. It's obvious. That's just transition in business 101. Go look at the measures that the United States had to take, United Kingdom had to take, right? And this, I always told y'all for many years to go study the USSR. Okay, it's easy. I mean, this is all stuff we can see right before our eyes. All stuff we can see. You know, and the thing is, we got to start, facing the fact. Okay, well, we gotta have to go through a long period of time. Because it's that's it. It's over. And you can look at the holds that UK had. You could see the decline in everything the United Kingdom had throughout the world because it never bolstered after that. Because the United States interest had other plans in mind through other things out the world. So the UK didn't have that much hold on it. Just look at the South. You know, UK had a hold on countries like Belize, I think it was Guatemala, all those little Spain, Spanish nations, right? But look at them, they're still stuck in those eras. Their infrastructure is still stuck there. Why? Because they didn't have no power no more through military, none of that shit. That's why they're going for up to Canada, Greenland. I told y'all, Belt and Road Initiative. The BRICS, the Belt and Road Initiative, all cuts this side of the world off. You don't need it. I mean, the United States, they don't need nothing from here. Look at what we have, and no country on earth needs anything we fucking got. All right? They don't need shit. What's good, my brother? Good to see you, man. Good to see you. I wish I could catch your screens, man, but I just unplugged, man. I just, crazy. I catch snippets and stuff, but it's just, man, it's so much going on. But shout out to you, my brother, as always. Hit me up, man. We gotta chop it up, man. I'm just over here, just laying down the what is plain and what is obvious, And guys, also, you could fly with your ID. That real ID shit is more bullshit. You could go with your regular identification, and they cannot deny you from getting on that airplane. You guys can do it. You don't need no real ID. You don't need no passport to fly here in the United States. That's bullshit. Because if so, they wouldn't let you obtain a ticket because they would implement the ID in the ticket. But they know that a lot of a lot of U.S. citizens don't have the real ID. They don't want to crush the airline industry. They don't want to crush the travel industry. But little truth be told, it has crushed the travel industry because a lot of Americans don't have the fucking real ID. So flights, flights and not flights itself, but it's down slightly, but tourism is down dramatically. Okay? Dramatically, dramatically. So with the real ID, right? Now it's kind of like, oh man, now it's hurting all these different sectors and all the tourist areas. Plus, motherfuckers don't want to come to the United States no more. They're looking elsewhere, right? And you got other countries building theme parks now. I mean, man, we gotta understand what they doing, man. And obviously they don't want us to go anywhere because they know that this is going to change to one whole landmass. And if other countries, like in the South, want to deal with us, then that's, then hey, then we got to deal with whatever currency they're dealing with and all that other crazy nonsense, man. You know? And that's why they have these World Economic Forums, man. It's just like social services for the motherfuckers that fall, right? That's what y'all gotta look at, man. It's literally when you study the law, you see things like social services. I'm like, yo, this shit like the shit that the World Economic Forum is truly talking about is like social services, guys. The drill rappers want to Chirac, they got it now. Yeah. Yeah, man. I don't know. I mean, I don't know what he be talking about. I just don't even pay attention, man. You know, I don't know. I don't know. I don't get it. It's a real person though. He's been on somebody's stream, but I think he's been on my stream before. But just way off on fucking left field. You know, he's like the guy we keep in the back room. You know, come on, Space Troll. You got to stop spamming up the chat, man. Let me do this. I'm gonna do it like that. All right, there we go. It's stopped now. But it ain't gonna come back as Simple Jack, aka the sex symbol. Fuck God. But anyways, it distracting me from, you know, yeah, I need to see. I need to know like, yo, what's going on in Chirac? You there? So they gonna hide the shit from us. There's a lot going on in my little city, and then the military will be rolling through here, and you best believe who's gonna be on the ground documented. That's the shit that I've been waiting for and telling everybody about. You know. So I want to see what I want to know. Let us know what's going on in Chirac, because it's gonna be interesting because these you know I think that these young YNs, these young niggas, these little YNs, I think they waiting for they on some GTA shit. They're waiting for I think they waiting for that shit, man. You know, and I think I think honestly the government is kind of like touch and go with it because they don't know how everybody's gonna react to that shit. Hold on one second, guys. All right, guys. Sorry about that. So let me know if y'all can still hear me. And yeah. So, when is this all gonna go down? I don't know, but there's a lot of things going on worldwide that this entity can't hold on to anymore. And you know, by them not being able to hold on to it, it's you see them pulling out of places, you see them like pulling back. Now look at the green initiative, all that EV shit. Now you got automakers remaking the gas because people ain't buying it. The world didn't buy it. See, they tried to force it down our throats because they were pitching it to the rest of the world so that they could show the world that look, the American people are all for it. But when they looked at the data and they looked at the sales, they're like, doesn't look like they're really buying that shit. So they came back over here, forcing it down our throat every day. Forced us, brought Trump out, say, look, we need Tesla. Brought fucking Elon Musk out here, who is the leader of the EV, Tesla, SpaceX promotion, Tesla promotion, Trump. I mean, think about this, guys. Think of what the fuck they're doing, man, and look the other way. Unplug from this shit. Right? So what happened? They went back, they tried to sell the world on this EV shit. They're like, fuck China. And then China shows up. See, this is where your mainstream media, this is where your alternative media talking pieces can't go. Where have you ever seen any alternative media going anywhere in the world reporting? The mainstream alternative media, like the Joe Rogans, the fucking Tucker Carl, whoever the fuck it may be, right? Because all they just did is turn Fox News into alternative media through other little factions of people. That's all they did. So you don't see them around the world. Why is that? Because they still propagating, right? They're still propagating the people, and people can't see that shit. You know. So again, they brought all that shit. When Trump first came, Elon Musk, Elon Musk, Elon, and look what they stopped it because the world's looking at it like, oh, look at Americans. They ain't even with all that. What are you talking about? They're not even with all that. They ain't, look at the numbers. They're not selling a lot. Look at this. We sell more gas and electric hybrids than y'all sell hybrids. So why the fuck would we need to invest into all this EV technology that y'all pushing through our country? We have oil. We're oil rich. We could get oil that's way cheaper. We're clean. I mean, look at like how beautiful, our environment is, our country is. It's clean. All right. Why do we need, we don't need all that's just more control. They know. So they ain't buying that shit. So look, you don't hear nothing about it no more. Why you don't hear shit about it? What's good, rap samples? Oh, I didn't even see the comments. Sorry, guys. They took over the city council building. Oh, for her, they did? Oh shit. See, I'm not even aware of this shit, man. Damn, man. Yo, if you can get on the ground something, man, that'll be beautiful, man. Damn, that'd be beautiful. But let me go back to this whole look. They stopped pushing the EV crap. I remember. I love vehicles. I love vehicles. I don't like EVs. None of that shit. Nobody does. Truthfully, nobody does. The shit not working. Just like Dodge, they eliminated making a certain Hellcats. Right now, they're back making them shits again. You know, Ford. They was like, all these companies now are doing electric and gas, right? World Economic Forum. Oh, we need to be this, man. Fuck. They like, what the fuck is y'all talking about? They're like, we can do both. What do you mean? We can cut here and bring this down here. Look, your data doesn't match up with what the fuck you're talking about. See, when they scream data and all this data, 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 that shit's all English data, data, data. But when you look at, okay, we got to put this into other language. Look at how they feed us the data, guys. Do you know that other countries are not in those metric systems that they're doing all this data in, guys? So when you got to transfer that shit over them, they're like, what the fuck is y'all talking about? This is made up bullshit. They don't need to go through all that, man. They're more simple. They're more simple, more logical. See, they made us, they not us, but they tried to make everything so smart over here. But other countries like, that's stupid. Who does that? Just like the healthcare system is looked at like, the fuck is y'all doing? It's not in the top 30 in the world, okay? So it's the same thing with the other shit. How you gonna go pitch some shit to the other places when you gotta translate that shit over? Then they tell Americans, oh, the data over in such and such states that it's this percentage and this, gal. They're in a whole different framework. They're in a whole different understanding of your math, your data. So what the fuck? Who you really pitching this shit to? It's all bullshit, man. It's all hogwash. and they're not buying it. So what? You don't hear any fucking thing about the fucking energy shit right now. You just hear Trump say, "Drill, baby, drill." They're slick telling you, like, look, we better fucking drill, baby, drill, because they ain't buying it. They're not buying the shit. How you gonna talk about drill, baby, drill, and all this other shit, and pipeline? We're gonna do all this, but then bring out fucking Elon Musk and talk about Tesla. They don't need to be, and then go push that shit all across the world and promote it when you came in and it didn't work. Come on, we gotta see what the hell these motherfuckers are doing, man, and look the other way and say, hold on, you know, the game is crumbling and it's garbage time. Is Team USA actually down, right? This ain't the Jordan, Bird, Magic, you know, era. This is the motherfucking, you know, uh, the Jimmy Butler era, right? And now countries like China and Russia, they got all the star NBA players. They even showing you through the NBA. They're showing you through the NBA. The MVPs ain't from America, you know. Think about it. They from other countries and shit, the top players and shit. You like, damn, all the star players ain't even from fucking United States. You know? What they slickly telling you. And you better believe when this country breaks apart, some of these states are gonna be partners with other nations. Okay? That's why you see the move towards in Florida, hurricane, let's fuck up the Gulf. Because they know they need to open up these channels. You see a build going up in certain places. You see things raising up in areas where there's waterways, right? See, I live in Rochester, New York, by Lake Ontario. They got the Erie Canal. You better believe, boy, that motherfucker's gonna open that shit back up. You know, all these Great Lakes. Shit, they're like, oh, why is everything rising? Is everything getting so expensive? Y'all better look at what the fuck they got going on. The dollar is weak, right? The dollar is weak because the country's failing, man. You know? Whoa, they got, $1 billion lotteries and shit. God, they need more money because their shit ain't working. They need more money to pitch more shit to people that ain't working. When China could come in and say, well, we're going to build well, what can you do for us? The United States is saying this. What can you do for us? China says this, like, okay, we're gonna do that. Boom. Oh, United States sanctions. We're sanctioning South Africa. Yeah, because they took the fucking deal with China, you motherfuckers. But they're not gonna tell us that. You know? Exactly. Exactly. And that's what people don't understand, man. You know? These other countries not looking to destroy anybody. We got to look at. These countries ain't looking to destroy, so the United States makes it look like these countries are trying to destroy us, right? So we could get behind them, but it ain't working. It's not working. And all we got to do is open our eyes and see, and then look at your life and say, you know what? Do I want to go through a collapse? Do you want to be around America? They got to create this control because America crazy, man. Unstable. Their belief. No, it's fucked up, man. Do we want to be around this shit? You got to start asking questions. It's not about being, I'm a be patriot. I'm gonna fight for this country. You ain't fighting for no fucking country. It's been stolen, man. You know, it's been stolen. Like the truthers say, you're not gonna be next to me while we're going at the ball, standing behind me, with your AR-15s and shit, thinking you're about to take out the global elite. Like, what the fuck, man? They squash you like a fucking bug, man. You're like a bug. Come on, man. Like, seriously. That's why they can't fucking this entity can't fuck with anybody anymore, pretty much in the world. So they gotta fuck with us. And look what they're doing. They gotta fuck with us. You know, they up here fucking with us. Crazy, right? It's crazy, man, and it's obvious and evident to see what they're doing, man. Trump went to the United King. I mean, went to fucking London where they protesting all this shit and all this other stuff, man. It's crazy, man. You know, doesn't matter if it's real, it's fake. I mean, it's Charlie Kirk demon. I told you, the demon is here. Wait till October. Wait till next Wednesday. Not this Wednesday. Next Wednesday. Watch this shit. It's gonna increase after the birth, right? They're gonna fully birth this shit, man. And they already got it. Like, it's mind blowing what I'm seeing, guys. It's mind blowing. Long Island Audit did this video, guys. He was in Florida. It was about a corrupt mayor, okay? And don't, I mean, actually, really fuck, it's crazy to, whatever. But watch how the people acted that were from trying to get in the public meeting in Melbourne, Florida, that were from Turning Point USA, when Long Island was down there exposing a corrupt fucking mayor on all the corruptness shit he was doing. And then they kicked him out because he was telling about the mayor, surprised the mayor. He got kicked out, and when he was voicing his opinion in the fucking lobby, the people from Turning Point and all the people behind him were like, "You're denying our right to get inside." What? And he's practicing his free speech, and those people are supposed to be for his free speech, and are complaining that they can't get in because he's getting in their way. I look at this shit to tell you that, look, I told you, check your fucking bedroom all the way down to wherever the fuck you at, because these people are here and they're going to turn on you. Okay? When you get in their way for something or your shit don't line up, they're coming for you. That's what they created, man. That's what they created. Exactly. Look at this. Look at that crap. I don't know why the comments aren't showing up on the thing anyway. Oh, there it go. There it go. Wait, show. Okay, they should show up now. So, you know, I mean, we gotta see this stuff, man. It's mind blowing, man. This Charlie Kirk thing, that's the new George Floyd, guys. Look what it did to the leftists, the liberals, and the Democrats. It's gonna do the same thing to these. I'm already seeing it, man. I'm already seeing it, guys. I'm already seeing it on low levels. I mean, I was like scrolling, and I went on, open up the thing, and there was like this guy making these Wolverine Jordans and shit. I was like, oh damn, these are cool. And I look at the comments, something was like, "Go Charlie Kirk," and the guy was like, "Bro, this is about sneakers." And I'm like, yo, what the fuck? Yo, this is that demon I told you is invoked, man. The 33rd demon has been invoked right before your very fucking eyes. They showed you all the signs, all the symbols, all right? The 33rd demon, look that shit up. I told you. Same one they used for George Floyd. Why? You better tell these people, man. You need to have a stream on this shit. You know for one how this shit works, man. I've been on the ground and seen this shit, but you know the deep knowledge to give these people, man. They don't know. These truthers, they have no clue what's going on, man. They still think there's a cabal taking over the fucking world. What? We've been sold that shit, man. Sound like that. All right? Think about it. If the United States is in turmoil and I'm a nation, bitch, y'all not coming here, man. That's what they're doing. That's why they're doing it in the UK. Remember, last strike live stream, I was telling y'all, why do they look where they got these immigration problems, okay? Because these are the strongholds of the United States, UK, the crown, wherever you see it, all right? That's why we had an immigration problem, because they're going to be like, okay, well, when we turn this system on, we don't want these motherfuckers coming over here and fucking up, tearing up our shit. So that means you got to stay where you at. And plus, this is a mutual thing, okay? Because there is powers that have a hold. I'm talking about the belief in a country and a government. This shit is already, everything is corporate. They going to be all right. Trump, they going to be all right. Elon Musk, they gonna be all right. Jeff Bezos, all these people gonna be all right. Musk ain't even from here any fucking way. Most of these people ain't from here any fucking way. All right, Bill Gates, they gonna be good. All right, because they're heavily invested in that future. All right, they're heavily invested. So again, why do you think you see all this immigration shit happening? Look where it's happening. It's everywhere the stronghold of the United States is at. It's everywhere where it's at. So, what does that tell me? I'm past the damn shit that we done passed it. All right, we'll go that way. So, um, yeah, look where all the immigration shit is going, and then think about it. This is exactly where, okay, they need to stop and those people from coming because they're tied to those nations and therefore they may be upset and come try to do something in our nation, okay? From the new infrastructure, man. I'm telling you, this is what they're doing. You got to look at it. You got to see it for what it is, man. You know? Yeah, I would do the link, but I'm actually about to end the stream right now. Hit me up, man. We should do a stream later on, man, so we can just go in on this, man, because I know but you can get that deep, deep, deep shit, man. You know? Exactly. 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 God of chaos and fall line. That's exactly what they're doing, man. They're doing there. And they're invoking the spirit into the ones that we actually rocked out with. Like they understood what's going on. But now you can't do that no more. You cannot do that no more. You just can't because you could still do it's early now. But after the 14th, oh shit. Man, come on. It's not gonna happen, man. These people are gonna be radical, way more radical than the other side. They're already talking about someone says something about you, I'll kill it. Like, yo, this is crazy, man. And you see how they're propagating this shit? And again, this keeps people out of what's happening in the world, but also reinforces that Americans are crazy. They can't be allowed out of that country. We don't want them nowhere near our ass. Look what they've done for the past 100 years, 50 years, 75 years. They're crazy. They're deranged, you know? So, all right, guys, I do got to get up off here. So much love to you guys. And I will talk to you later. Yeah, hit me up, man. Hit me up, man. We gotta do a stream. I'm gonna do another stream, but I don't know if it's gonna be later. Yeah, whatever the way the wind blows. But I just had to come get on this message of there is no new world order as we've been sold. Lose that shit. Lose that. There is no new world order as we've been sold. All right. You're just playing in the rat wheel. Hey, I was in there. I snapped out of it. It's a no world order. It's not going down like that. All right. It's deeper than that. It's actually far fucking worse than that. You can transition to some shit like that. The shit they got going down, the mentality of the people around you is far more worse and dangerous than a government ever could be. Okay. That's what you need to worry about. People are already unstable as is in a functioning society. I've been in breakdowns of society. Okay, there's good and there's bad. Okay, but when there's bad and there isn't and there's no infrastructure, other people become bad, and then it turns into survival mode. What you may be deemed bad, I may be deemed good. Okay, and only a true survivalist knows and understands what that means. That means that, you know what? This is nature. This is survival mode. Okay? That's all I know. Is I need to survive. My family needs to survive. So by any means necessary, that's gonna happen. Okay? And they done showed us in all these movies, all right? In all these shows, right? Exactly. Exactly. See, I knew you knew. I already knew you knew, you know. But now when we got the blueprints to show you, like, look, now you can see it clear as day. That's not what the fuck they're doing. We got the blueprints. We done laid the blueprints before. Wise, you've been laid you've been laid the foundation. All right. I just picked off from them like shit. Once you hit with all that shit, that the Timothy, man, that's when I went on a hiatus, like, whoa. And then when I went in and I started, waking up even more from a lot of them, like, wait a minute, this makes sense. This is why they doing that shit. That's why they doing that. And it's just all just like dominoes, like the domino effects. The truther house of cards fell down. Okay. That's why, remember, I always used to say it, but I couldn't put a finger on it. I always used to say, I said, look, man, when truther goes mainstream, it's over. Truthing is mainstream. Everything's a conspiracy theory. This whole Charlie Kirk is like what we did years ago, but mainstream media is doing it. Mainstream alternative media, and every regular Joe in the world is doing it now. They're scientifically picking the shit apart, which is good. They're like, look, you got people dissecting the video. You got people doing like real crazy work. Like they already showed it. They're showing it. They're doing that work for us. Right. And some of them don't believe, like they believe in the system still, like regular people that believe in Donald Trump. Right. And the government have picked apart the video as we would, but with a sheep fucking mind, guys. That is a sign to tell you like what is really going on, because everything is mainstream. I mean, I've seen a sheep flock fuck that don't know anything about anything pick apart the video better than the greatest truther did with their fucking Illuminati magic mind, right? Just like you said. Exactly, my brother. But yeah, I'm about to end it on that note too, man. Much love to you guys. I will talk to y'all later, man. Peace and love. Thanks for stopping in, everybody. Wise, Rap, whoever else watches this later. Much love to y'all. And the Mateo, fuck, wherever he's at, stay the fuck out of my comments and off my channel.
So, when you hear me speak, and the things I say, I'm speaking to my people.
If you ask me, I'll tell you what is wrong with the world. We're being desensitized from the things we should feel. Living our lives in these times while we suffer inside, and we can't see the problems because the masses are blind. Let's try and find a solution. We're not helping ourselves. We're walking around unattached and disconnected from self. Too comfortable and too scared. That's why we never rebel. That's why we catch me writing rhymes and trying to balance the scales. Put car on the roads. It seems like dawn of the dead. Zombies, robots, lemons being misled. It's like we're sheep to the slaughterhouse on the conveyor belt, about to self-destruct cause we're under a spell. We search for purpose but nothing ever surfaces. We need to be accountable cause we're deserving this. Alarm bells are ringing but it's like you refuse to wake up. Subconsciously you're hitting on the snooze. It's just another day in this world while we're living under the spell. When you travel through realms, just make sure you prevail. Elevate for yourself. You need to stop sleepwalking. We're blinded by the rubbish and glamorized materials. Imperialism has got us fearing rules. And tired of these rappers rapping about their cars and jewels. If you take a step back, they would define buffoons. The saddest thing is that they're in the minds of all the children. They keep our money motivated and that's how they kill them. But do we care? No. Young money's here. That's why I aim this 2 inches above your earlobe, so we can all start pulling in the same direction. Cause it seems to me like we've lost that connection. Man, you've sold your soul, so you show no affection. Get to know yourself and love your reflection. It's like your brain's a phone and you got no reception. Arm your mind with knowledge, use it as a weapon. Alarm bells are ringing, but it's like you refuse to wake up. Subconsciously you're hitting on the snooze. It's just another day in this world while we're living under the spell. realms. Just make sure you prevail. Elevate for yourself. You need to stop sleepwalking.
There has to be some accountability. You have to have some self-account. You have to say for yourself, what am I going to do that's right for me, man? When am I going to take ownership for what I do to me and my people?